person who has been working with us on food transparency for some time, Quanah Brightman Parker. Say hello, everybody.
Good afternoon, my relatives. My name is Quanah Parker Brightman. I'm Executive Director of United Native Americans. Just to give a brief synopsis of the organization that I represent, we were founded here in San Francisco in the Greater Bay Area in 1968. We were involved in the takeover of Alcatraz, Wounded Knees, a couple long walks across country. We led a group one time that took over Mount Rushmore, reclaimed it for my nation, the Lakota Nation. Now, my father, he's one of the founders of the movement. His name is Dr. Lehman Brightman. One of the things he used to teach when he was actively teaching at UC Berkeley, UC San Diego, and Contra Costa College and Sacramento State was these facts of the fact of, Native American sovereignty. And one of the things that we're talking about here today is, of course, Monsanto. What I'd like to bring up is these facts on what we're dealing with right now as a movement against Monsanto, and some of the things we can do as average everyday people to combat what's going on. Now, a lot's been mentioned, about GMO food, and of course the numerous health effects that are affecting all of us, and specifically as far as Native American people back home on the reservation who are still living in these concentration camps that your forefathers put our people on. Now, we signed 389 treaties. Through 389 treaties, we gave up over 1 billion acres of land. Every inch of North America is stained in Indian blood. Now here we are. We're here in front of this particular facility, the UN Plaza, and I don't see the UN doing anything for the northern tribal people as far as our sovereignty here and our claim to our ancestral lands. Over here, there's actually a statue of an Indian, where they're basically looking down on him. And right here in front of UN Plaza, that's how they treat us here in North America. They ignore us. Now, I'd like to remind each and every one of you that 62% of the world's food supply came from American Indians. Corn, potatoes, and peanuts are the three largest forms of foods that we eat every day. In every meal, you're going to find these particular foods. A lot of them have been genetically modified by Monsanto, by this insidious corporation that is now controlling all of our food. Now, as far as the First Nations people and the way we see this is disgusting on how they have manipulated not only our lands, they are fracking our land as we speak as far as our water supply, and then that goes directly into our food. So we're not only having these GMOs being put into our food, but we're also, when the ground is seeped through this water that is contaminated with these acids and all these things to break down the sails so that they can extract this oil, we're also ingesting that as well. Now, I'd like to bring to the attention that, Senator Evans, Noreen Evans, she of course came out with this particular piece of legislation here in California, which is called SB 1381. We need everyone here, if you really want to help, as far as, giving it to Monsanto, fighting back, we have to do this in every state, labeling all of our GMOs in every single state until the federal government, and specifically the FDA, does something about this insidious issue that is continuing with our food supply and the poisoning of our Mother Earth, our people. And I'd like to bring to attention some of the things that are going on as far as nationally and globally. As far as us, UNA, there's basically, if you lobby at the Capitol, there's actually this particular piece of legislation that is right now that we must reverse. That's House Resolution 733, which is, of course, the Monsanto Protection Act. Now, one thing I'd like to see is the UN step forward and actually do something more than just push around paper. They can take a stand against Monsanto. They are powerful enough to take on Monsanto. Us, as a community, we have to continue at the grassroots level to fight every single day. I say divest in Monsanto. Boycott all their products. That's what each and every one of you, if you really want to hit them, you have to attack them in their wallet. That is the only way that we're going to combat them and defeat them in the long run. But we must continue to organize through our communities, no matter what color you are, no matter what race you are. Please make those calls to your elected leaders at the state and nationally for these particular pieces of legislation that we need. Even here, right here at City Hall, we could go to City Hall and demand that they start labeling GMOs. Can it be done? Are the organizers here ready to make that move as far as introducing that? They just put a ban on plastic bags being sold here in this city. Well, why can't they do something about GMOs? We can do these things, and we have to do these things to fight back, and to fight back peacefully, constructively. That's the way we're going to defeat Monsanto. That's the way we're going to fight back against these corporations, is continue to embrace each other and continue to organize together. Thank you for your time. Keep it up.